So you can go and access from there. First you download, and if you miss the class, you can see those recordings as well. And if you have any friends, you can refer as well. So let me start today's session. First I will open the syllabus, like what we are going to learn. So as of now we are learning Java. So Java, you see here, couple of topics we have seen in Java, like setup part and how to write like public static void main method. Some variables also we have seen, I believe. Type of variables, I believe this was the topic of discussion in the last class. So let me open the Eclipse first. This is editor. As you know, we call it integrated development environment, where you can
Rajiv, sorry to interrupt. Your screen is not visible. I think you're not sharing.
Correct. So sorry. So
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
let me share. Now it's visible. So my screen is visible now. I'm opening Eclipse here. And before that, I was just showing that this is the syllabus, and I'm following this PDF.
I think still I'm not seeing. I don't know. It is problem with my side. You have shared something, but the content I'm not seeing.
Yeah, it's already shared.
Yeah, now I can see. Yeah, I can see now your desktop.
Okay then. So you can see this is the PDF which I'm like going to follow throughout the session. So last class we have discussed about public static void main and couple of basic things, and those codes are already kept in GitHub as well. So you can go and like see the codes from there after the classes as well. So you know Eclipse is an integrated development environment. By using Eclipse, you can write the automation code and you can execute as well. So both of the things are possible. Just a shift. You can see here, this is your automation weekdays batch contents here. If I'm expanding, I'll see what are the things we have gone through so far. So in the like day 1 or day 2 classes, we have gone through primitive data types. So primitive data types demo we have seen. This kind of things, like what are the integer, float kind of things, we have already seen that. So just high level looks like whatever we have gone through. So this was like variable demo we have gone through. This is the variable, like how you can create it. This is called the local variable, and this is string type local variable. Why it is called local variable? Because everything we have designed inside the main method. So this definition we have gone through. This is primitive type data. So primitive type, like you know, like there are 8 kind of primitive data. If you go through, I'll just highlight that: integer, byte, short, long, float, double, char, boolean. So boolean is like either true and false. Character, any character you can keep. Double, you can keep decimal places, but like the range is as more than like double than float value. So whatever the decimal value you can keep, so it can like keep the double of that. That is one thing. Float is also decimal. The way of representation is a bit different. And for integer, like it's integer 1, it's the byte one, this is the short one, and this is the long one. Among all the things which you will be mostly using, one is boolean, one is char, one is double, one is int, and maybe long sometimes you will use. So you have to just focus on these things that you will be using these things in the future as well. So same example I have shown here, you can see here. So I have gone through like demo of array. This is the array type data. Array is similar kind of data collection. This is called like array data. So you can see here how to create just the data type. Suppose that this is numbers, integer type data. So first you define the data type, like it will hold the integer one, the big bracket open and big bracket close. So it means I am telling that this will be array of integers. We call it integer array or array of integer. Then the name of that, array. So any name you preferred name you can put it here, it's okay. And then equal to, then this is creation and initialization, both we are doing in the same line. So there are other ways of array which in the coming session we will look through. Index position is 0, first one is 0, last one is based on the size -1. So you can see here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So first and last I try to print out, and then it is printing as well. This is simple hello world Java program. Means I have just set up the system and then I tested whether it is working or not. So this is the Java program you can see here. Hi Shandhya, you have missed the previous classes. So what you can do, I will share the link of the previous classes. You can go through whenever you have free time, right? So no worries, and if you have doubt, you can reach me out. This is a static demo which I have already shown you, that what is the static member of like class. So you can see here, this is the very important topic to understand what is local variable. One is a static variable and one is instance variable. So you need to learn how to create the Java object, then you can learn the instance variable. And the static things I have gone through, instance things also I have gone through. You can see here, this is instance variable. So instance variable, like what we have to do, first we have to create couple of data members inside the class level. You can see here, this I have created a class over here, and I have kept couple of members. So couple of things I created, one is var1 which is of integer type, this is name, this is of a string type, and value I am assigning like this, you can see here. And this is a static variable. So you can see here, this I have given as instance variable. Why? Because this is non-static thing. So non-static things at the class level, whatever you will define, those will be considered as instance variables. Instance variable means you have to create the object of this class, then only you can access this. Okay, so that process is called like instantiation, and then it will be the member of particular instance. And this is something static variable, so it means it is a class variable. Static variable always belongs to the class part. There's no need to create the object for that. And then line number 20, you just focus what I am trying to do. I just trying to create object. In Java, there is a way of trying to create the object. Since it is a custom data type, it means user defined data type. What you have to do, you take the variable name, the user defined data type variable name, we put it here. Then any custom name you can keep, then is equal to symbol, then new is the reserved keyword of Java. You can see the color differentiation, all are in the purple color. So not purple color, I think it's a maroon color. So you can see here this maroon color, new is coming, and then same whatever you have given here, same you have to give last, and then parenthesis open and close, then semicolon. So this process is called instantiation, the creation of object. So I have created one object, this is called object creation part in Java. This is the reference variable, and this is the data type. Means obj is what type of data it is going to hold. So it is saying that this kind of data it will hold it. And now there is a way of instance variable accessing. So I showed you last time, via obj dot you can access the data member what we have given over here. So these are the non-static means instance variable. So you can access like that, you can see here. And for a static member, this is something static. If you want to print the value or you want to modify the value, so the standard process is line number 31, you can see here. The class name and then the variable name. So class name is this one and the variable name is this one. So via dot, you can access the static member across the project. Means anywhere in the project, this is allowed, you can access like this. And this I have shown you demo, means you can write like that, but this is something not a good practice. Why it's not a good practice? Because it's for a static member, always suggested that by a class name and then try to access. So this is something global rule. Anywhere you can access. This is allowed, but this is not suggested. It's, you will get a warning error. Warning you will get, not error. You will get the warning. You see here, I am just uncommenting and I start getting warning in the left side. This static field, this should be accessed with the static way. So static way accesses, this one is the correct way. Line number 31. I am trying to access by object, although it is allowed to access, but it's not a good practice. So in this program, you see here, I have created 1, 2, 3 variables and anonymous type also I have shown you, right? So this kind of things I have already shown. You can go and check the video if you have missed out, so that will be better. And this is something like just setup things we have gone through. So these are the basic highlights of what we have gone through in the last couple of classes. So we have gone through the setup part, we have gone through the basic things, and like if you refer this one, so I have gone through local variables, static variables and instance variable. Okay, only this part we have covered. Now today from here I will jump to the next level. So before jumping to the next level, if any old students who has any doubt, they can ask me here. If you don't have asked, then I will jump to the new things. And the students who have missed the classes, you first try to go and see the videos of the previous classes. What I will do, I will reshare the link today. When I will reshare, you will get the previous links as well. So first you go to the class by class, all the like sessions, and once you feel comfortable and like you can just try to explore what are the things I have already taught. And if you have still any doubt, you can reach me out anywhere. It's okay. Any doubt? Any students?
No, Rajiv, I did not got a chance to go through all the videos. I have seen couple of, so till then I don't have any doubt.
Okay,
And
then.
whatever you have explained today, I'm able to grasp that as well. So tomorrow I will go through the videos and hopefully if I have any questions, I will ask.
So you can refer the students, like that would be really helpful. I just want like batch size to be like grown up, because more questions will be there and it will be really helpful for you as well. Okay, so let's proceed further. If you don't have any doubts, then I will take this new topic. So you have already seen data type. So data type also example I have gone through. If you can see this, so I have gone through the data type here. Primitive data type, already shown you these examples. So this code is already pushed in the GitHub as well. So I will share the link of that. So anytime you can go and check there as well, and you can copy and paste in your local as well, and then you can just try to execute and try to understand what is happening here. One is uh, primitive data type already shown you, and there the last was array, you see here, and a string as well. So I have shown you both of the examples. This is something a string example. It means string is a like combination of characters. So alphanumerics also allowed. So I have just type a simple here computer, and in the double quotes you put it there. So it will be assigned to a variable, and the data type is called a string. So basically a string is not a primitive data type. It's a separate class in Java they have given you, and if you are more interested, you hold down the control button and click here on the string. So once you click here, you will see the left side something it is coming. So first I will introduce the package name, that is java.lang. So everything in Java is present under any package. Without package you cannot do anything. So java.lang is very important package. You have to know that this is the main package of the Java. Everything which is coming from here you don't need to import. So what it does mean, I want to say that consider that so this is primitive data type example. You see here I have written a string. So for a string, I have not imported anything here. So this is import area, line number 2 you can see here. This is called import area in the file. So it means anything which is not present and you are referring from outside things. So that has to be imported to know the compiler that this things is coming from where. If it is not there, so it means compiler is already known. So compiler only knows about java.lang package by default. So if something is coming from java.lang package, so compiler will never ask you that give me the location of that. So you can see here it's coming from the java.lang package, and couple of other classes you have to know about java.lang package. So I will highlight couple of names which you will be interacting with. One is arithmetic exception, array index out of bounds exception, assertion error, boolean, byte, b is capital here. So these are the separate classes in Java already given to cover the primitive data type. So basically primitive data type, they are not the object type, but these are the things they have given Java people. The same implementation is there, but they have given it in a separate class. So these classes are called the wrapper classes, like int integer, char is character. You can see here. So you will be interacting with these things. One is char sequence, one is comparable. Basically it's an interface. You don't know what about interface, that is okay. Clonable, enum, error, float, illegal argument exceptions, integer, long, math, object class, number class, runnable, runtime, short, throwable. So basically I have highlighted couple of things, and you should thread class also. These are the things, string class also, string buffer, string builder. So these things like very important, and which you will be interacting in the future. And these are basically like classes. So classes things already, they are the part of Java library. They have Java people have already created, and when it was created, like something versions also they will give you. So you can see here string class, it is from JDK 1.0, and once it is from 1.0, it means from the legacy things, we call it legacy things. Okay, and if you want to know about that string class, so you just go there in the Windows and then show view, then go to the outline. So you will see a couple of things. So just click on the green one. Why green one? Because other things are not accessible outside the world. So I'm just highlighting which people can see. So you can see a couple of things. S is a static things. Whatever S is there is static. Whatever C is there, that is called constructor, which you not knowing now. And it's this symbol is, it means it is overridden. That also you don't know, but just try to understand. You can differentiate it. So you see here, this up arrow is there. These are overridden methods. Hash code, subsequence, so many methods they have given. It means for your things are already made easier. So method is something like a purpose has to be achieved. For that purpose it is written, and these methods are already there. You will also learn how to write your own methods, okay, to do a specific task. But as of now, before writing, you have to go through how people are writing the methods. So consider that I'm going there and trying to understand how people are writing. So you will see here the public keyword is there. It means it is accessible anywhere. The static is there. Then the return type, this is called the return type, and this is the name of method. This is something called argument it is taking, and then this is return statement. So if some method has a return type, it will have a return statement. If it is having void, so you don't see this return statement over here. So just for your understanding, if you are interested, you can go and first see how people are writing. Okay, once you learn that, then you can start writing your own methods as well. So first see that how people are writing here. So this is one important information. So I was talking about non-primitive data type. Basically non-primitive data type means string arrays are there, so which you will be interacting with. It means apart from primitive, you can have some predefined data type in Java, like they are object data type in Java, and you can also write your own data type. So those things are already there in Java. One is array. So for array things, it's array is basically collection of the same similar kind of data type, right? So suppose that you have a, like so many variables to define and all of integer type. So instead of going like writing 5 different variables, you can just create one array, and via indexing you can access here. You can see here I access it via indexing. So this is 0 to 4. So 0 is for first one, and since it is having like 5, so 0 to 4, the size will be 0 to 4, index will be 0 to 4. So if I run this program, just focus on the last thing, that how it is printing. You know how to run the Java program? Just open the program, and what is called a Java program? It is having a public static void main method. So once it is having this method, you right click on that and go to the run as Java application. You can see here the output is coming, and this area is called console. Here in Java we call it, like in the Eclipse, sorry, we call it console, where output will be displayed. So you can come here and downwards, just focus on this one. So index of 0 is the first number, it is printing 10, and index of 4, so index of 0 1 2 3 4, so it is coming as a 50. So in this way it is accessible here, you can see here. And there are other ways to print the entire numbers, which you will be seeing in the detailed classes. So it's, as of now, just high level things. So this was just a recap, because like some of the new students joined. So if I would be starting from that point, then it would be something like ungrabbable thing, which I don't want. Everyone should understand. So this range is there, and I have already shown you that range. But if you have missed, I can go and show you again. Let me
So
find.
Rajiv, I have one question regarding this data types. So
Yes.
do we in real world, do we really have need to use all these data types? I mean, I think some of
No,
them
no,
will be
not,
commonly
not.
used.
I told you that what you will be using mostly, one is double, okay, one is char, one is boolean,
Yeah.
one is integer, and one is long. Maybe depends,
Okay.
but that is also optional. Most of the times, one, two, three, four. Fifth is also optional. Means I have not used so many things so many times, but since it is there, so for your knowing purpose, you can go and have a look. So I already have in the previous class, which I will be just showing you now.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can go through the recordings and I can see those videos.
That's okay, but I already have the data type example, so that range primitive data type demo, primitive data type demo range. So this is something very important for you, and you should understand. So let me copy this entire things. I'm coming to your batch, and this is something day 2. New package. So first you have to create the package. Package means any folder you can create, and then I can put a name, something called range demo, and clicking on finish. So you can see here package is created, then I will right click and paste it. So already have examples, so I just copied and pasted it here. And my first focus is the primitive data type and their range. So this is also very good example. First I will highlight this point, and then I will show you second part. So let me close off the one and the second. And the purpose of this is the first one. Consider that this is my main method, right? Inside that I have just printing everything. You can see here, right? Everything I am printing here. And this is something primitive data type. So you see here int, byte, short, long, float, double, char, boolean. So there are 8 primitive data types and I have grouped it as per this PDF here. You see here. So float and double, char, boolean, and this integer. So I have grouped accordingly here. You see a boolean is separate, char is separate, float and double one place, and this separate. So what I am trying to do, I just created the data type like name given, like to make you more understanding. I am giving the same kind of name. Int x, byte x, short x, long x. So this is a data type, but this is just a variable. Okay. So float a, double a, char a, boolean a, something like that. I have given the name 8 data type. And you just notice here I have not giving any value. I am not giving any value. So what it will do, it will initialize with some of the default value. It's the property of like in Java, that if you don't give any value at the time of creation, so it will have some default value. So for character it's a blank, for others like it's 0, and for boolean it's always true, I believe. So let me comment this part. This is not needed. I think for boolean is false. Let me go and check the default value, then you will understand. Default value of primitive data type in Java. So this is very good site, Java T point. Whenever you want to explore something, it's very good for you. Okay. You see here for boolean it's false. That was the confusion. So for boolean it's false. For other things you can see here byte is 0. Char is like blank, so it's just a blank thing. This is non-printing character. So basically it will hold this value, but it's non-printing character. Byte is 0, short is 0, integer is 0, long is 0, float is 0, double is 0. So everything is 0, and only boolean part you just focus, it will be a false. And same thing I try to make you understand here. So if you have a data type and if you don't assign any value, so it will hold some of the values and then you can make the use of them. So just right click and executing here. You can see here and you just map it that what exactly it is printing. So printing done here, integer, byte, short, long, all 0, 0, 0, 0. You can see here. Then float and double 0.00. Okay. Then character is blank. I already told you it will be blank, and boolean is false. You see here. So this is the default value. This you have to know. Second example is the range. I'm coming to this part, and this is something range. Same kind of things I have given. Means first problem I have not given any value. Second question, I am assigning some values. If you open this and this, you open it side by side, and then you compare. This was not having any value, but here I am having some values. So what is this meaning? Meaning of this, you go there and check the range of that. So every variable data type like having some kind of range. Means for byte, if you're trying to understand, so it will be very easy for you. So what we have to do, you have to just test that whether it is allowed or not. If it is allowed, then try to exceed it and then see what the compilation error you are getting like that. So let me go with the byte thing. You see here, I'm removing this part, and see here I'm getting a compilation error because for byte it is saying that it should have positive value 127 only. So if I give here 127, so there is no compilation error. Can you see here for line number 6, I'm having no compilation error. But if I give it 128, so I'm getting a compilation error. Means it is asking me that remove the things or do something extra. So first I will show you this part that I'm going to execute, and it is going to print it. Just focus on this part, whether it is printing or not. You can see here it is printing. But if I print it like 128, first thing I have to sort the compilation error. So for compilation error, you come here and you just add the first one, add cast. If you've done the casting here, so I'm telling that forcefully that whatever the number is, just convert into the byte. Yes, I'm just requesting compiler, and compiler will convert into the byte, and byte range is 127. So if 128 will come, so it will go to the circular negative path. So you just imagine that there is a circular path. So after 127 or before 127, there is minus 128. So it will jump to that value. So let me go there and run as. So what value you are getting? Minus 128. So you increase the value here, it will go to the circular path like that. So then it will become minus 128.7. Here I am giving a positive 129. So 2 extra I am giving. So 2 places left side it will go. You can see here it is coming now minus 127. So range wise it will follow the circular path. So similarly, I will not explain everything, just for your understanding. I will give 2 examples so that you will understand it. Okay. So let me go with the integer part. So integer part already have this example, integer part. This one. You see here the range is minus 214743483,648. So same thing it is I'm giving, and I'm not getting any compilation error. So if I run this program, so it should be okay. But if I try to increase the value, like negative number maximum it is given up to this one, but if I'm trying to make one more negative number, so you see I'm getting compilation error, and it is saying that it's out of range. It's for integer, there's no typecasting kind of things. It is suggesting that you cannot typecast it again, you have to correct it. So this is one thing you have to know. For positive also there is a range, you can go there. For positive side it is 647 only. So up to 647 it is okay, but after that it will not be okay. So this is something you can test it whether it is working or not. So up to this much high number you can take the integer data type, but if it is like more than that, then you should go with the long data type. So for long data type you have to put L, the float data type you have to put F. So this is only the difference you have to follow. And I will take one more example, that is like boolean. So boolean, you try to understand. Boolean is this one, and by default it is false, but you can make the by default value is something like range is not there, but you can change the value. You can see here it is coming as a true. Now this is a string, this is not a primitive data type, just for your understanding. But if you want to use a string data type, so you have to define the variable name, the data inside that, and the data type. So basically it's not a primitive data type, object data type. The string is what? So string is a class in Java. So whatever the objects you use for classes, we call it like object data type here. So you see here, string is a class in Java which I am using, and from where it is coming, java.lang package. So this is the name of the package, and this is the name of the class, and some other informations you can also get here. So this is called like doc file, Java doc file. So for everything they have given name something like that. So doc file also you need to learn how to create, and then you will understand this part. This is just a main method. I'm just trying to print every value. You can see here for the string it is printing this value, hello world. So this is something about data type and range. If you are more interested, I can show you one more, that is short should be okay. You can go there and check, it is 32,767. So this is something 32,767 I will put. So for this it is valid, there is no error. Let me And for your understanding, one more point I want to add, you can put underscore, so it will be considered a continuous what you call a value. It means it will read at 32,767. So this is additional information, you can ignore this part as well. So let me run this. You can see here, up to here it is okay, but if I try to increase it, so I'm getting a compilation error. Just mouse over and typecast. So once I typecast it, means whatever the extra number is coming, that would be converted to the circular path, and then whatever the value will be there, it will follow that. So now it is one extra, so negative number it is showing. So this way it will keep on circulating the things. So this is for your information. This is all about the data range. The data type, primitive data type 8, because in the interview they will be asking, tell me the name of primitive data type. So you have to tell all the 8, otherwise it will be an impressive kind of thing, but at least they will consider you are knowing this. Otherwise the impression will not be a good thing that you are not knowing the primitive data type. So case example, it means like now since you have gone through some learning part, so they are expecting that you should be able to write some of the Java basic codes. So consider that you know about the data type, and now you have to tell what kind of data type you will put for these fields. Suppose Priya, an employee of a retail store, just considering that you suppose that this is the scenario, has to generate an invoice for a customer, name is Mac. So she needs to include the following fields in the invoice, like invoice number, item price, quantity, discount, total amount, comments. So you can see here, I would suggest the things which is used for calculation, you can go and define like integer or like float or whatever it is. But the things which are not used for calculation, you can just put the string data type. So should be okay, right? So invoice number, I don't see any calculation associated with that, so you can put a string type, but up to you. Since it is number, so you can put number as well. Item number, so item number also you can put it something like a string. Item price, this should be double. Quantity, it should be integer. Discount, it should be double. Amount, it should be double. Comments, it should be string. So if I am going there, task, no, not this one, lab, invoice, right? So this is the question and this is the solution. You can see here the fields which I have to include, these are the fields, and what I have given, like this kind of things I have given. So you see here I have created a class in Java, very simple. That's this way. Line number 3 is very simple for you, no additional concept needed, just I am creating the class, and these are the fields. So I have kept one private everywhere. So private means I want my data should not be used outside of this class. The first restriction of private members are that you are having something where in a class, but you don't want those data to be used outside of your class. So you are making it some kind of secured data. Okay, so all the fields I have given private. So this is additional things. And now coming to the data name. So what field name I am given? Invoice number. I have given invoice number, but it's up to you what you can define. Item number I have given like this. Price I have given like this. So normally variable name we are starting from the small character. For quantity I have given QTY, and for discount I have given discount. For total amount I have given total amount, and for comments I have given comments, like that. But the data type, the most important thing, invoice number I have given a string, item number a string, because these things are never used for calculation, right? Price will be used for calculation, so integer or whatever I want to give, that I will give here. So maybe sometimes the stores having price 0.25 something like that, or 10.25. So that's why I've given the double, because the decimal number calculation. This is quantity, so I've given the ing, because normally quantity you will buy 1, 2, 3 something like that, right? Discount I have given the double, total amount I have given the double, and the comments I have given the string. So this is just for your understanding. And what additional things I have done? Do we have main method here? No. So now I will show you one very important concept of Java. Let me delete this first. Consider that you have data type, right? And to access the data outside of the class, you need some kind of methods. Okay, so those methods are like getters and setters. So getter is to read the data and setter is to write the data, because you can see here everywhere I have set up blank. I have not given any value over here. You can see equal to double quotes I can give. These things by default value I have set, so should be there. So for string I have given a blank. This is double quotes, nothing is there, so double quotes like blanks. To access it outside the world, I want some getters and setters. The first step of generating methods, you have to go through the getters and setters, and then you try to understand the getters and setters. Once you understood the getters and setters, then you can start writing in the same way. So that is the third process which you have to come with your part, the writing in the same way. But first you have to understand what is the use of getters and setters, and if I have given like a task to create the getters and setters, so how I am going to create it. So just do one thing, you can select or unselect, it's okay. Just right click on the blank area, any blank area. You can see here I'm getting something like lot of options here in Eclipse also, and in IntelliJ also there will be option, the same kind of option. You can go there, source. So inside the source, when you will come here, so you can see like lot of things are there. So you have, what is our concern? Our concern is getter and setters. Okay, so I will click here. So once I will click here, so it will display this window or kind of dialog box. So what do we have to do? Just click on select all, nothing else, and just click on OK. So you see here, when I click on select all, so these fields are there, what we have given here. And if you expand this, you can see here what are the methods it is going to create. So get comment, set comment. So get comment is to read the value. Set comment is the write the value of these variables. Means whatever the values I want, I can change the value anytime. So for discount also, like I'm going to have similar like the getters and setters. You get set, and the name of the same set. So compiler is smart enough, this will understand. And getters is to read the data, setter is to write the value. Just click on OK. And now it came here, you can see. Now your part is just try to understand one, everything will be similar kind of thing. So it is for invoice number, right? So it is saying that get invoice number. You can see this is same kind of thing, and the data type. So data type is matching. Getters will always read the data, so it will be returning the same kind of data type. So you can see here this is data type. It should have the same kind of return type. So for method it is called the return type, and once it is having the return type, this statement will be added, return return, and the value it will read and it will return. So this is one interview question, that if the member is private, how you are going to access this outside the class. So we will just say that I will create a public method, okay, and the public method, via that I will be using return statement, which will be accessing it outside the class, but indirectly, because outside the class this is not accessible, but to access this via some medium I can access this outside the class. So this is one way you can represent. Now what is the use of setter? So getter is very easy, there is no problem in getters. You have very simple explanation and you will very easily understand. You see here, this is having here return statement is there, and since this data type is this one, so this should be matching here. You can see here, this is called return type. So it's very simple. You have broken into two parts. One part you keep here, second part you keep here, right? And the name of the method you have given the similar method name. So this is something getters, but getters are very easy. Now the complex part is setters. So just think how to understand it. You can see here I have given the name, that should okay. Here it is void. Can you see here? Earlier it was a string, but here it is void. It means setter method is designed not to read anything, just to write anything, right? To write anything, I don't need any return type. So that's why I'm giving here void. Okay, void means I don't expect anything to be returned. So if it is void, there no return statement will be there. You can see here in this method, line number 29, 30 and 31, there is no return kind of things. So thus high level things. Now this is the parenthesis and this is the parenthesis. So every method is a parenthesis must be there. So this is the symbol that this is a method, right? So we understand this is parenthesis, and this is arguments. Means arguments are like parameters. You can say that this is the parameter. So what it is accepting? It is accepting something, a string number, and this is local variable, and this you see here I have written this dot invoice number. So it means this represent to the particular local class. It's whatever wherever you are operating this code. So this dot invoice number. So this dot invoice number, it is representing this. So if this is coming from outside and the name of both of the variables are same, so compiler will having confusion. Okay, so once to segregate that, it is saying that oh, this is local variable and this is global variable. So local variable, it means inside the curly bracket only it is knowing, and global variable, it means outside the curly bracket you can have some significance of that. So this, it means this dot something variable name, so it will always refer to particular class, and then the variable name it will try to access. So this dot variable name, it is referring to this one, and this one is referring to this one. So what it will do, it will take the value from someone and it will assign it to this global variable. Okay, just a value copying kind of concept it is happening, but since both the name were same, so I have to segregate it via this way. So one is global one is local one. So this dot invoice number is referring to line number 16 ones. Okay, and this one is referring to this parameter one. So this is just for your understanding. Now you will see everything it is same. You can see here item number, it's the same thing. It's one you have understood, so everything is piece of cake. You see here price, same like that. Quantity, same like that. Discount, same like that. And this one is also same like that. Total amount, and comments also same like that. This variable they have kept it slided, it is okay. You can see here, but you can write it anywhere, no problem for that, just inside the class area. Anyone has any doubt regarding this part, how to create getters and setters, and what is the purpose of getters and setters? So getters is to read the value and setters is to write the value. Just very high level things you have to understand. And this why I have given this high level training here, because whole thing is Java based on method writing, right? So getter and setters, every time you have to write so many times. So once you understand getters and setters, then only you will be able to write it in your style. So this was the question, and some other questions also there. Can these fields with the same data type? No, cannot, because like item price I cannot put in the string format, like this kind of things. So everything cannot be same, right? Let us help Priya decide type of the fields. So we already decided it. Anyone has any questions, so they can ask.
Yeah, Rajiv, I have one question. Sorry, I mean, in
Mm-hmm.
between there was some network issues for getter and setter. So, what is the advantage of using this get and set method here?
See, suppose that you had designed some variables here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to use it outside the class, because these variables I have
The
designed
private
as a
one.
private one.
Okay.
So private things are never accessible outside of the class. And in some of the cases, you need to read the value, and sometimes you need to write the value. So getters are just to read the value. What is the current value it is storing, right? And setters, if anytime you want to change the value, so you can use setter method. So if you want to make the use, I will show you couple of examples. So what I have to do, I have to make one implementation class where I will use main method, right? So consider that, right click, new class I'm going to create, and here I'm going to write invoice IMPL. So whenever I am writing IMPL, it means it will be having main method as a program, and it will be containing some implementation part. So you see here, I'm just checking public static void main, clicking on finish. So now I have two classes. This one is first class, this is one is the second class. So in the first class, if I right click, I cannot see run as Java application. Why? Because this is not having any main method. It is having these methods, getters and setters, but it is not having any main method. So it means just a class, not a program. Understand the first difference? And in the implementation, I have a main method. So let me close this task. Let me close this program. Okay. And I will use it side by side so that you will understand here what is happening here. Let me minimize this. You can see here. So this is the main method, and in the inside of the main method, the first comment is that to do. To do means you have to do something. So let me remove this part because I'm going to do here. So you know in Java that to make the use of class, the instance variable, first thing is that instantiation. So go to the class name, copy this inside the main method, create like this, vg equal to new, and then parenthesis open and close. So this line, I hope you understand, this is process called instantiation.
Yeah.
Why I have to do? Because this is a class and these are the instance variables. So you go there and pick the concept, the instance variables. Instance variable, to make the use of instance variable, that first you have to create the instance of that. It means object of that. And these are non-static members. You can see here, this concept I am following, never static I have used anywhere. And it is inside the class, right? So I have to first create the object of that inside the main method. The first concept says that this one. So instantiation is done. I'm taking example of two fields, and on the basis of that you can understand other fields. You see here, come here. If I come and copy this and put it in the next line and just put a dot and just try to understand what is happening here. Can see something is pop up is coming and couple of
Yeah.
things coming here. So you can see here the private things will not come because I make it a private, right? The first thing is that. Second thing is coming from the object class. So object class is the basically super class. It means the parent class of any class. So that way some of the items you will see from the object class. But for now you can ignore that. So just focus on the invoice things. The right side invoice you are seeing, right? So those things you can just focus on. So getters and setters, everything will be there. So all the methods which I have defined, I can use in a different class because these are the public methods. You can see here public keywords are there. So public is defined to make the use of those things anywhere across the project. Inside the project, you can use anywhere. So we're asking that what is the purpose of getters and setters. So getters and setters is basically to access the variables outside of the class. Okay, first we have to learn how to design it. Second part is that how to implement it. So implementation says that, say that I just want to read the value of every item. So let me go to the invoice number, right? Get invoice number. I'm getting this, but you see here, if I coming here, it is of a string type, right? So what I am trying to do, I will just print it. In the S out, if something it is having return type, so you can use those things directly inside the S out. Let me this part. Now you see here, and if I run this program, you just focus what is going to happen. So by default, invoice number is what? Blank, blank, blank it is. So if it is a blank, you will not get anything. If I put like this, then I'm printing like this, it is getting here. To access the variable outside of the class, you have to use methods. So methods are getters and setters. So setter is to write the value, getter is to read the value. Consider that first I showed you that there was no value, right? Then I will write the value. So for writing the value, I will go there, obj. Writing, you don't need to use sout, because sout is a system.out is only for printing the things, so which will be having some value, then only you will print. You see here, and this method is a void method. Set invoice number, it's a return type is what? Voice. So you don't need to use it in the system.out or the printer. So new Java writers, program writer always have this kind of confusion, which one to use like this and which one is to use without that. So if something it is having some return type, so you can use it in the system.out.println. But if it is not having any return type, so just use with the this one, obj dot set invoice number, where it is. Set discount, set number, item number, price, where it is. I cannot see it. Invoice number, this is right. And it is asking me that give the invoice number. So you see here method, it is saying that a string data type, it will always accept the string data type. So in the double quotes, you write anything like say that I am giving invoice number INV underscore 100, 1001. You can see here I have set the value, but after setting the value, what is the current value? If I want to see, then again I have to write it like this. So I am showing that initial value what it was, then I am writing it, and then I am printing it. So for printing I am using system.out.println. For writing I am not using system.out.println. It's just for printing, right? So right click, run as Java application. So you can see here initial value was 0, but the final value is whatever I have passed here. So this value is changed over here. So now you understand. Similar way you can go and design for other items. I will show you one more so that you will understand. So delete part, this part also I'm deleting. This is not different method I'm going to use. So let me go the second part. Some integer I will take, not this one. I will take the price, right? So first I will show you the price dot get price, and then I will use the set price obj1 obj dot set price. So it is asking for double. So double thing is like say that I am writing 450.67, something like that. And then the final thing I have to print that what is the current price. So initial price should be 00. Then I have changed the price. Then final price will be this one, whatever I have given here. And to separate, I will just put like this so that you will understand. You can see here, then right click, run as Java application. Second part you can see here, initial price, the price. I have not given any price here. It is
The
saying that
default value it is taking.
default value it is taking 0.0. Then here I am setting the price. So setting price, what it will do, it will come here. This value it is taking here, it is where it is price. You see here, this value it will come here, it will take this price and it will initialize which one? Global one, that's upper one. This price it will initialize, right? And once it is initialized, you are trying to read the price. You can see here when it is trying to read the price, it is reading the global price. This one.
Okay.
So it is printing that. You can see this is the output. The same way you can design for everything. It's just to access the outside of the class. The standard practice is create the variable as private, okay, methods as public, and then in a separate class try to make the use of those things. So if I have like so many fields, so I can design in such way. But for demo purpose, like I have given 2 fields, rest of the fields you can try in a similar way.
Okay.
Should
And
be
this
okay.
is, I mean, this is highly used, or I mean, what is the
Yeah, this
frequency
is,
of use?
yeah, this is the only thing which you have to
Yeah.
use throughout the
Yeah.
whole Java career. In this way only you have to use.
Okay.
This cannot be skipped. You have to just learn this how to write it. One time, 2 time practices. It's just you keep this video on. You try to practice, make the use, and if you are able to write it without any compilation and other things, should be okay. That's great.
Yeah. I got my answer. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. So I think that's okay for today. We have already gone through the lab exercises as well. So these are like keywords in Java, which we will be seeing throughout the what you call Java learning phase, and couple of like things I would like to highlight. You see a long, you see float, you see double, you see new operator like new keyword already you have seen. Other things you will see here, but boolean you will see, int you will see, void you have already seen, the static you have already seen. So time to time you will be keep on seeing. So these are the reserved keywords. Reserved keywords means you cannot use these keywords for your custom variable name, as user defined variable name. It's not allowed because it's a Java reserved keywords. So you cannot use this for your variable names, right? So class name cannot be the class. You can write like class, then other name you can use. So you cannot write like class switch, class synchronize, cannot be used like that. So these are the reserved keywords. So this are called predefined keywords in Java, which cannot be used for variables or object name. You cannot use for your own custom purpose. Okay. So if you have doubt, you can reach me out, and we already have a WhatsApp group where you can post your questions, and I will share the link, the recording links over there as well. So should be okay. Thanks all for joining today's session, and tomorrow also we will be having class. So this class is like Monday to Friday, 5 days class, and 1 hour class daily. We have decided like to go on, right? Okay.
Thanks, Rajiv. Thanks for the session.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the recording and I'll share the link. Okay. Thank you.